Some people might disagree with this, but the truth is simple. Becoming wealthy doesn't have to take 40 or 50 years of exhausting work. Yes, reaching financial success in your 50s is still an achievement, but reaching financial freedom when you're younger completely changes your life. You gain something far more valuable than money. You gain time. Time to explore the world. Time to enjoy your family. Time to build the life you truly want. And the surprising part? You don't need to be born rich to make it happen. In fact, many people who build wealth start from almost nothing. No connections, no financial advantage, no special opportunities, just determination, learning, and the willingness to think differently. And that difference in thinking often starts very early in life, the moment your ambition gets tested. Think back to school for a moment. Many of us remember being asked questions like, what do you want to be when you grow up? What kind of life do you want? What kind of house do you want to live in? For most kids, that question sparks excitement. They imagine big dreams, owning businesses, driving amazing cars, living in beautiful homes. But sometimes the response from adults isn't encouragement. Instead, it's something like this: be realistic. Those things are too hard to achieve. Lower your expectations. And that moment is more powerful than it seems, because once people start believing their dreams are unrealistic, they slowly begin shrinking their ambitions. They stop aiming high. They start settling. And eventually, they follow the same path as everyone else. But the truth is this: if you want to build something extraordinary, you cannot think like everyone else. You have to protect your ambition. Because the moment you stop believing something is possible, you stop taking the actions required to achieve it. Be careful who you listen to. One of the most important lessons when building wealth is learning who to listen to. Advice can come from everywhere: friends, family members, co-workers, social media personalities, even strangers on the internet. But here's an important question you should ask yourself before accepting financial advice. Has this person actually achieved the results I want? Most people give advice based on their own experience. If someone has never built wealth, their advice will naturally reflect that. It doesn't mean they have bad intentions. Often they're trying to protect you from risk. But protecting yourself from every risk can also mean protecting yourself from opportunity. Sometimes the safest path is actually the one that keeps people stuck. Learn to solve problems creatively. Another skill that separates successful people from everyone else is how they approach problems. Most people face a challenge and immediately assume it's impossible. They try once, it doesn't work, and they give up. But highly successful individuals approach obstacles differently. When they encounter a problem, they don't look for one solution, they look for many solutions. Instead of asking, "Can this be done?" they ask, "How many different ways could this be done?" When you train your mind to think like this, failure stops being the end of the road. It simply becomes another step in the process. If one method fails, you try the next, then the next, then the next. Eventually, something works, and that persistence is often the difference between success and regret. Growth happens outside the comfort zone. Here's another truth many people avoid. Growth rarely happens in comfortable situations. Most breakthroughs happen when you're placed in environments that challenge you, situations that make you uncomfortable, situations where the outcome isn't guaranteed. But those moments force you to grow faster than anything else. Think back to the times in your life when you improved the most. It probably wasn't during the easiest periods. It was during the moments when you had to figure things out, when you had to adapt, when you had to push through uncertainty. And that's exactly why people who build wealth often take calculated risks earlier in life. Not reckless risks,
but strategic ones. Because when you're young and responsibilities are smaller, your ability to experiment and learn is much greater. Increasing your income is critical. Saving money is important. Investing money is important, but neither of those things works effectively if your income stays the same forever. One of the fastest ways to improve your financial future is increasing how much money you earn. There are many ways to do this. Some people start businesses, others develop high-value skills. Some people build side hustles alongside their full-time jobs. Others move between companies to negotiate better salaries and opportunities. The strategy doesn't matter as much as the goal, and the goal is simple. Increase your earning potential over time. Because when your income grows, your ability to invest and build assets grows with it. Why investing early matters. Once you begin generating income, the next step is learning how to make your money work for you. And the earlier you start investing, the more powerful the results can be. This happens because of something called compounding. Compounding allows your investments to generate returns, and then those returns generate additional returns. Over long periods of time, this effect becomes incredibly powerful. But there's one major mistake people often make. They wait. They think they'll start investing later, after they earn more money, after they feel more comfortable, after the timing feels perfect. But the truth is, waiting is often the most expensive decision. Time in the market matters more than trying to perfectly time the market. The sooner you begin learning and investing responsibly, the greater your advantage becomes. A critical rule of investing. However, there is one rule every investor must remember. Never invest in something you don't understand. The financial world is full of opportunities, but it's also full of risks. Some opportunities promise extremely high returns. Sometimes those promises sound incredibly convincing, but if you don't understand how the investment works, that's a warning sign. Many investors have lost fortunes chasing returns that seemed too good to be true, and often they were. A smarter approach is building a diversified portfolio. Diversification simply means spreading your investments across different types of assets: stocks, index funds, real estate, businesses, other asset classes. This reduces the risk of losing everything if one investment fails. It's not about chasing the biggest possible return. It's about building long-term financial stability. The power of multiple income streams. Another powerful strategy used by financially successful people is creating multiple sources of income. Relying on a single paycheck can be risky. If that income disappears, everything changes overnight. But when income comes from several different sources, financial security increases. Some common examples include business profits, investment dividends, rental income, online businesses, content creation, affiliate income, or digital products. Each stream may start small, but over time they can grow and support each other. This creates a much stronger financial foundation. Building your financial future. Building wealth isn't about luck. It's about a series of decisions repeated over time. Protecting your ambition, learning from the right people, solving problems creatively, taking calculated risks, increasing your income, investing early, and diversifying your assets. None of these steps happen overnight, but when combined, they create a powerful path towards financial independence. If you want to keep learning strategies like this to grow your money, build smarter investments, and create multiple income streams, make sure you subscribe to the Rich Mind Finance channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Because every week, we break down powerful financial ideas that can help you build a stronger future. And trust me, the sooner you start learning these lessons, the more they can change your life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.